We've got James from CloudTags, come over from the States, and he's going to come and take us through his product.
Thank you very much. We touched on a lot of topics today that are directly relevant to the work that we're doing. We're the technology that was highlighted with Maids. We've got some stuff set up in the back to give you a demonstration in a bit. But basically, my background is I've been a founding employee of two other companies. One was 360i, which turned out to be the largest sort of brand experience agency in the States. And so I think about retail as kind of three chapters. You know, the first chapter was this migration from physical store to website. And we take it for granted that it's clear now what you do to just tap and buy. That was a very arduous and painful journey. We think about spyware, pop-up ads. I don't have to bring up a number of heinous things that happened in that journey. The next journey was making that experience two-way with social media, right? So then it was all the things you've heard about in the last 5 years. It's kind of a tired conversation, but you know, two-way directional interaction with the customer. And I say that now we're in the third chapter, and I truly honestly believe it's the most intriguing and valuable chapter, which is all of that stuff that we've learned, those experience outside of your physical store, is now coming back to the heart of the business, which is inside the physical store. And there's tons of stuff that was cited this morning that I think people forget, which is today where we're at in this journey of conversion of physical and digital, the physical store is still the place where most of the purchases are happening. And if they're not happening in the physical store, I would argue quite strongly that the numbers are showing in terms of what online is selling or mobile is selling, I would argue they're wrong. And I would argue they're wrong because we know that every day there's more and more customers that are starting the research online. They're not walking in the store, I have no idea what I want. They have a directional idea, it's pretty clear what they need to find in the physical store, but they won't purchase unless they sit on that couch, unless they try that lotion, whatever it is. They come into your physical store, they spend 45 minutes with your staff, they try all your products, and then what do? They say to the salesperson, you guys have a website, right? And that's like the worst thing the salesperson can hear. But generally, that's what's happening. And they're transacting later, mobile, online, etc. And then you look at the numbers and you're like, oh, it's moving online. Well, not really. It's blending. And if you closed all your stores, I can guarantee you the next month, you would see a drastic drop in your online sales. And so what are we doing? CloudTags is basically filling that gap. We're helping customers fall in love with products in your physical store digitally. And when they fall in love with this experience I'm about to show you, they'll tell you who they are, they'll give you their name, they'll give you their email address, they'll tell you what they want to buy in the future, and they'll buy more. And that's what I'm going to show you today. We're working with really edgy, cutting-edge brands and youth brands like Drop Dead Clothing. We're working with really innovative brands like Made with Brent. And we're working with really traditional, sort of slower brands like Harvey Nichols and Heels, right? And all these people are in the journey trying to figure out this blend. And this is what the opportunity is all about, which is, if you think about the magic of what's really changed retail, a lot of it doesn't have to do with selling stuff and it doesn't have to do with purchase data. The magic that we've seen in the last 10 years has to do with the browse and the intent data that we've learned what we can collect and what we can do with it online, right? There's tremendous magic in knowing intent, which is when I do stuff online and you know that I haven't bought yet, but I took a click path, you know, I'm engaging with products. That's where we can re-engage the customer, et cetera. When you come into the physical store, what do we know? We only know if you purchased something. We don't know what you looked at. We have no idea what your aspirations are to buy in the future. And so CloudTags, again, with the experience I'm going to show you, we're filling in that gap to understand when someone comes in the physical store, by making them fall in love, they'll tell you who they are and what they want to buy. Why is that important? Because the magic of retail, in our opinion, is intent and knowing what the customers want to buy in the future, not what they bought in the past. So just quickly, if this plays correctly, this is not a demo, but maybe it's still risky to try to play a video. This will show you quickly in Harvey Nichols what the implementation looks like. If you do work with us, make sure you have a good master services agreement, because if you have a smart staff, I will hire them. Simon's here. He was the head of online at Harvey Nichols, which was our flagship client last year. He's our head of strategy now at CloudTags. He can tell you firsthand about how this has worked, but let's just visit and see what it looks like in Harvey Nichols, if I can play it. Okay, good. So basically, this is the Knightsbridge store, and what you guys will basically see is as customers come into the store, we're trying to understand beyond app downloads. So the customers don't download the app. When they come into the store, they don't open the app. What they definitely don't do is scan barcodes on products, unless you give them a coupon or discount. In CloudTags, there's no coupon or discount, and we're actually providing tablets to the customers when they walk in the store. So one of the things that we talked about earlier is, a customer might not want to have to identify themselves in advance to have an experience in your store. So you can see in Harvey Nichols, you walk in, you have devices. This is the Heels device. And all we say to the customer is, just pick up the device and walk around the store. Don't tell us who you are, don't register, don't sign up, just pick this up, walk around and see what happens. We're using really innovative things such as NFC, so everything's just a touch and tap experience throughout the store. So instead of scanning barcodes or QR codes, you literally just walk up and tap anything. These are all visible symbols in the store. And just like a website, you're accessing content, etc. We're also using beacons, so we know where the customer walks and we kind of understand, can give them location-based interactions. I have no idea who you are. You haven't told me. You walk around the store, you touch and tap things, and as you're doing that, you're curating data, right? Now, at the end of your experience, just like a website, it took us 10 years to figure this out. Let's not forget the lessons. Just like a website, at the end, if you like my brand, if you trust me, you'll sign up for my newsletter. You'll buy a product. Why in your physical store would you tell a customer to download an app, give me all your personal details, and then after you do that, I'm going to give you the worst content in retail, which is I'm standing in the physical store, I have the product in my hand, and after I've done all those things, I scan a barcode, and you're going to tell me here's a picture of the product and it's in stock, and which I know because I have it in my hand. So basically, we're alleviating the registration process. We're giving really creative exploration and curation in the store. And then at the end, we allow them, if they want to take the data in the collection they created in the store, we allow them to put in their email at the very end, and they receive that as an experience. So that when they get home, here's your digital collection from Jack Wills, from Harvey Nichols, from Bed Bath & Beyond, whatever it is, and it's direct links to everything that you saw in the store with other recommendations, right? So it's almost like we could talk about as in-store remarketing and retargeting. So how's this factoring into results? Well, this is sort of the bottom line. We're getting, on average, about 30+% of customers that walk into our stores to pick up a device. At the end, we're getting, on average, about 30 to 40% of them to sign up with their email at the end. And then we're getting very high rates of coming back to the website afterward. It is affecting the bottom line, and we can talk about all hypotheses as to why. But these are very well-established and known retailers in the UK. Last thing I'll leave you with is this is the future. I think Stephen was saying, is Apple Pay the future? I'm here to tell you it is the future. Why does this matter? What matters is everything that we do is touch and tap experience. So again, no scanning barcodes, QR codes, touch, 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 tap, tap, tap. You can do that on Android phone today. Last week they announced with iPhone 6 and with the Apple Watch that's coming out, that's all touch and tap. Tap to pay, contactless, etc. It's not open so that you can tap these tags today, but Apple has said in the next year or less, it will be open. Meaning your customers are going to come in with devices, whether it's Android or iPhone, and they would like to, without downloading an app, walk into your store, touch and tap tags, and start to have a curation-based experience. And we're the company that's been doing it for 2 years, so would love to talk to a lot of the brands in the room today. Condensed time frame, but there you go. Thanks.
Right. And as James said, it's all set up at the back there. If you want to go and have a little demo, have a play.